friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing all of the eyeshadow palettes and a couple of single eyeshadows that I used throughout the month of October. Now, I didn't film all these looks because I took a break from filming in October, but I did pop pictures up on Instagram. So if you happen to follow me there, you might have seen photos of the looks that I did not film here on YouTube. I'm not ranking these because I just don't do that anymore. It's too hard. I do my random ranking series once a month, and that's enough ranking for me. So I just made a stack of my palettes. They're not in any particular order. And then what I'll do is I'll scoot over here a little bit and we'll show you the palette, of course, and then pop up pictures of the looks to just kind of show you what I did and review how I feel about the eyeshadow palettes with you guys. Now, I'm filming this after work, so my makeup might not look as great as it did this morning, but you know what? That's okay. Life will continue to move on, right? Okay, I've scooted over. I'm gonna pop up pictures right up here of the looks that I created with each of these palettes. Again, they're in no particular order, and I'm not ranking them. Okay, starting off with the Hunter and the Prey palette from Blair-Dale MUA Cosmetics. I did not film this look. I just sat here in silence, or actually I probably watched or listened to someone else's video and put a look together with this. And I just love it. I love the earthy, grungy vampiness of this palette. And I really wanted to support Blair, brand new brand, how fun, and really happy that I picked up this palette. I do have this color story already in other palettes I probably could have pulled together and maybe duped it, but it's just really nice to have all of this together in one palette, and very impressed with how this palette performs. It is awesome. And I'm really hoping that Blair will continue to create amazing palettes. Loved the look that I put together, if I didn't say that already. I did a cut crease, really fun, and it turned out great. The next palette is the Castle of Horror palette from Ladybug Glow in collaboration with Blair-Dale MUA. I did a 2 looks Throwback Thursday video with this palette, and you guys know, love Ladybug Glow, my favorite brand of all time. I love this color story. I love the tones in here. So deep and rich and vampy, and I felt like, obviously the packaging, Halloween's in October, so I felt like this worked really well for that. And I also feel like this is a very Halloweeny, get your mind out of the gutter, Erica, color story. I mean, you can use this palette any time of the year, right? Obviously, but fun to use it in October for sure. And I did a cut crease using Fear Factor and Vortex. These 2 shades together, just match made in heaven. And then I did a more graphic look where I made kind of like shadow wings using, kind of, well, not really a cut crease, but sorta. And my 2 eyelids were not matching at all. Like the shape on one eyelid did not match the other shape on the other eyelid because I did one eye at a time. But you know what? I don't think even if I'd done both eyelids at the same time, they would have turned out even. I cannot draw a straight line with a ruler, but this was really fun to play with. Loved both of those looks too. I did a Throwback Thursday collab with Kay. We did a spooky Q&A collab using Halloween themed palettes that we have in our collection. And I happen to have the ScoobyDoo palettes from Glam, which are my favorite palettes that Glam has ever made. I wish that every single palette that Glam put together had this formulation. This color story is really fun because it's got like the lighter, this is pretty light and bright, green, purple, blue. And then this one is like its darker toned cousin. And I never thought, I don't think, right? Well, I never done it before. I don't think I ever thought about doing it either, of putting these 2 palettes together. But when Kay asked me to do the collab, or we were planning it out, I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put these 2 together, and so fun. And I definitely gotta do that again, because there's so many different combinations you can do when you put these 2 together. These are so gorgeous, yes. And I love the look that I put together, yes. And I also love the look that Kay put together. I think she used a Odin's Eye palette, gorgeous. Then I did just sit down and put a look together, didn't film it, with the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I did a random ranking collab with DW, Dub's Beauty Diary, and she had chosen this palette for me to rank, and I just hadn't used it since Cece had gifted it to me. I did a Throwback Thursday, right, with this palette, or right? Or two looks. I can't ever remember what the hell I do on my channel, but I just thought, oh yeah, you know, I got to use this again. And I just love it. You know, it's so easy to use because everything works so well. Everything goes together really well. Very easy to figure out how to, you know, color combinations to put together, shadow placement. You know, it's just not a difficult palette to maneuver with, or yeah, whatever, create a look with. And just like I said, I hadn't used it in a while. And you know, this isn't a lot of people's collections, and I always kind of felt silly that I didn't pick it up. I know that's lame, but was so happy when Cece said, I have that if you want it, I don't use it. And I'm like, yes. You know, I felt like I joined the ranks of the OGs, the makeup loving OGs around here. Then I did a look with the Glam Light Kiss palette. Yes, that is totally rock and roll, if I say so myself. Now, I did not film this look, but I did film a video with the look on my eyelids. I think it was reviewing my September palettes, I'm pretty sure. And, you know, the first time I used this palette, I was kind of like, oh, it's not as good as the ScoobyDoo palettes. I don't think I really like it. But I think I was too hard on it because I've used it a couple of times since then. 3 times, I think. 4 times total now. Love it. It's gorgeous. I think the color story, like I said, is awesome, and the formulation is really nice. It might not be as good as those ScoobyDoo palettes that I showed a little while ago, but it's not horrible. And this is something I've got to play with more, and I really want to do that, like invest a lot of time playing with this. But it is really nice, and I put like reds, pinks, and purples together or something like that, I think. And it was just gorgeous, and it worked. Everything worked really well. I also did a 2 looks video with the Cosmic Brushes / Beauty Undergrowth palette. And as soon as I saw this be released, I knew I had to have it in my collection because I'm such a huge green, earthy, grungy fan. And I love that you have depth in this palette and you have light in this palette. You've got shifty stuff going on. It's so beautiful. You can do, well, it's more neutral, right? But still there's some like flippy, like I said, flippy stuff in here that I think kind of amps a neutral look up a notch. And, you know, I do have a few green grungy palettes in my collection. I don't care. I can have all of them because I just love this color story so much. And I really enjoyed putting the looks together. I did a lighter look with this shade here, right? Fireflies, which is so flippy. You can't tell in my, because the lights and stuff in here, but so flippy and so gorgeous. And then I did a more, a deeper look, more grungy, earthy look. And of course, I'll be playing with this again at some point on my channel. I've got some big plans coming for 2025, you guys. I'll get there. I'll share my plans at some point. Then I took part in Charlie's Peanut Butter Beauties Singles Cruise Challenge on Instagram. I did film the look, talking about why I took my little break and how I want to not be so cute into social media all the time. And the destination for the Singles Cruise Challenge for October was Tokyo, Japan. So green and like purpley pink, or not green, red, sorry, reds, green, reds and purpley pinks was the color scheme of the picture that I chose of Tokyo, Japan. So for the reds, I grabbed the Cherry Icy palette from Glam Light that Deb B sent to me. Now, I will say that the reds in here, or the reds I chose to use out of here, pulled very pink on me. I did use a red pot gel liner from Beauty Creations, which I loved. I thought that looked really cool. I'd never used a red liner before. That was really fun, like a true red, really fun. And I, you know, I was a little bummed that like it was pulling more pink, but there's other stuff in here I probably could have used that would have made it look more red. But I love the mattes in here, gorgeous. And I did use this shade here in my inner corners, beautiful. And then for the shimmer that brought in the purpley pink element, I used one from Cleona. This is in the shade Glaze. This is a glitter multi-chrome. I guess maybe what they mean by glitter is sparkly, because there's no like glitter, like pressed glitter in here, but man, this is gorgeous. And I loved that look. That was so fun. I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out, but I loved it. Then I did a look. I don't think I filmed this, did I? No. And I don't think there was a premise for the look. I think I just wanted to play with one of my Divina singles. I got some new singles from Divina, and I picked up this color. This is called Sweet Slush, and it's like pink and orangey. So glary, but it's so beautiful. And then I just grabbed some of the warmer tones out of the Be Perfect Carnival Antidote palette. Like, I think orange and pink is what I grabbed out of here. Great memory. but I loved it. I really liked putting these mattes with that shimmer. It was just stunning, I felt like. And you know, I mentioned that I don't think that Be Perfect actually carried through with the collab that I thought they were going to. I don't know. You guys might have more information about that than I do. Then I created a look on my own, did not film it, using the Mercury Retrograde palette from Huda Beauty. Now this was a gift from DW. I have been whining and crying and acting like a rotten 2-year-old brat that I never picked up this palette, and you know, I'm cheap. And so, I don't know, I just felt like this was out of my price range. And when DW and I did our collab together, I don't remember how that, I must have said something about it. And she said, you know, I am going to declutter my Mercury Retrograde palette. Do you want it? And I'm like, are you kidding? Yeah, love it. So I got this from her, and I used like the lavenders, purple, obviously, together, like just a couple mattes and a shimmer. And oh, it was so beautiful, very elegant and soft and pretty, and that's exactly what I wanted. And I just love this. I cannot wait to play with it again. I'll do probably a 2, maybe 3 looks video with this at some point for sure. I got a newer palette in my collection. This is the Spellbound Beauty Black Magic Bombshell palette. And Tracy, Lilith Luna, she has a link, like is it an affiliate link, I guess, to this brand. And so I thought, well, I want to, you know, help support her. And so I picked this up. Now the shimmers in here, I've only used the one, this one right here. So I obviously need to use the rest of them. No, wait, I used both of these, Voodoo and Enchantment. I used both of those together. Or actually, wait a second. No, that's not true. I used Voodoo, Evil, and Enchantment. Jeez, God, I used 1 shimmer. I used 2. No, wait, I used 3. Who knows what I did, right? But I know I used 3 shimmers. And then I used a couple of the mattes. The mattes were a little, not super pigmented, much more buildable than some of the other mattes I have in my collection. Not that I care necessarily, like I like buildable mattes, but I just will say not the greatest formulated mattes I've ever used, but the shimmers, woo, so gorgeous. So I will film with this. And I basically just put a look together and then did my collab with Jan and Shawnee. We did a Halloween this or that collab for the month of October, and that was really fun. Then I picked up the Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette. This was re-released, and I didn't, cat hair, and I didn't get it the first time around because I didn't think I needed it. Well, you don't need any makeup. But, you know, I just didn't feel like it would really serve a purpose in my collection because I felt like I had these colors elsewhere. And honestly, I do remember thinking that the color story looked a little odd to me. Then it got re-released, and I'm like, I gotta get it. You know, it's out of my skin almost to pick this up. I did a 2 looks video with this, and honestly, I'm not thrilled with it. I'm gonna keep playing with it. I was gonna gift it to a friend, and my friend's like, I don't really want that. I don't know that I would use that. So I was like, okay. And then Jan's like, why don't you do a palette bingo with it? Palette bingo with it. And I said, okay, that's a good idea. Or use it as a companion palette. Ding, 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 genius. The reason why this is not my favorite palette from Nomad is just because a couple of, well, not a couple. This shade was pretty patchy, but I learned the more I thought about this. This is a pack on and leave shade, I think. This is not a real blendy woo-woo-woo shade because it's just kind of, and the shimmers, while they're gorgeous, they are not the same as shimmers and other Nomad palettes. Okay, that's it. They're not bad. They're just not the same as other like shimmers I have from Nomad. And then I feel like these 2 shimmer shades are practically the same damn color, tone, whatever. And these 2 are very similar too, this gray and this gray. They don't look like it in the pan, but when I swatched them, I was like, are those the same shade? I really like the looks that I put together. And a lot of you in the comment section were like, what the hell's the matter with you? Your looks are gorgeous. Like Marina was one of them. She's like, what? But yeah, I'm gonna continue to play with it. I'm not gonna get rid of it at this point. I might eventually, I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna hold on to it. Then I used for now. Then I used the Cool Trolls palette from Cosmic Beauty / brushes / beauty for my Makeup and Artists episode 9, I think it was. Yeah, right? Talking about TLC, crazy, sexy, cool trolls, right? I thought that would work really well together. Love this palette. Oh my God. At first, like when I was putting the look together, I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's okay. And I thought, are you nuts? It's gorgeous. And this will be coming in like a 2 or 3 looks video too. Cause I mean, I use what, 3 or 4 shades. Stupid, I gotta use all of them. This shade right here, I mean, look at how, can you see how, well, no. It's so flippy. It's like greeny gold and pink and I don't know, purple. It's so cool. So cool. Cool trolls. Pun intended. I will be using this again. I really did love the look that I put together. And I felt like it was crazy, sexy, cool. I think TLC would have been very proud of the look. Who knows? Maybe not. Then right when my break started, when I knew I needed to take a break from filming, I grabbed my comfort palette. This is my Melt Amor y Mariposas palette, also known as my Mimi Andy palette. Andy from Andy Does Stuff, my Andy girl, she gifted this to me. And this is one of the most special and beautiful palettes and meaningful palettes, as weird as that might sound to some people, that I have in my collection. And I don't know, I just wanted to sit down with something that I love and put a look together and just zen out. And I definitely did that with this palette and I love it. And this is just a very special palette in my collection. It reminds me of my mom. I felt so blessed and so honored that Andy sent this to me. So this I really am gonna hopefully be playing a ton with in 2025. Yes, and I love that look that I put together. I used the BH Cosmetics Passion in Paris palette. I don't think I filmed with it, right? I think these two were like right at the beginning of my break. Just put a look together with this, right? Did I film a video with this eye look on my lids? Who cares? I don't remember. Really like this. It's gorgeous. I got this at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I don't see a sticker on it anymore, but yeah, I didn't get it off their website. I got it at either TJ Maxx or Marshalls, which is practically the same store. And love the color story. Really lovely formulation. One of BH Cosmetics' best palettes. Yeah, really fun. And then the last palette I'll show you is the Moira Daydreams palette that I got in a BoxyCharm. Again, I filmed a look, or I did not film the look, sorry. I created a look with this when I was on my break. And I just used this shade, this shade, this shade, I think, those 3 pinks, and then this shade. And then I popped this matte on my lower lash lines. And I did a halo eye. Can you believe it? I actually did a halo eye. And what I've determined is that I can do them when it's like a monochromatic halo eye. A lot easier for me to do. I still want to keep practicing a halo eye. I really do. But this is a lovely formulated palette. And, you know, Moira Cosmetics makes some really nice products. I have, you know, the ombre blush. I have some liners that I totally forgot that I have. Because I stopped putting stuff in my lower water lines. That was wreaking havoc in my eyes. And I don't have watery eyes anymore because I stopped putting crap in my lower water lines. I mean, I miss doing that because I think it's gorgeous, but I got to figure out a way to use those other liners. I got to get them out again on my desk. I put them in a mug and put them on my desk so I will remember to use them. Okay, so that was the review of all of the eyeshadow palettes plus a couple singles that I used throughout the month of October. Let me know what you think of these palettes if you own them in your collection and if you enjoy playing with them. And let me know what you think of the looks that I created throughout the month of October. And of course, my November palette review will be coming in December. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course comment down below in the comment section. I love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye!
Drop it.